So what's coming through here? I have the Three of Acorns. This is the Three of Wands, okay? And it's a funny depiction with this card. So the Three of Wands is this man on a ledge. He's holding three wands. He's waiting for his ships to come in, right? So the traditional meaning associated with this card is waiting for your ships to come in, breathing that sigh of relief because something's coming in, something that you've been waiting for a very, very long time. And if you look at the neck of this giraffe, okay, it's got a very, very long neck. It can see over the horizon. It can see what's on the horizon. It has like I guess like it has a vantage point that other animals don't have, especially other land-dwelling animals. So I feel like you've been seeing this miles away and it's coming to you and you're very happy because like, look at how flirtatious, but also just happy, just incredibly ecstatic this animal is. It's trying to hide its joy, right? Like it's trying to hide that a little bit. So I feel like there's somebody coming into the picture that you've been thinking about for a really long time. Either contact, communication, wanting to see them face to face, wanting to set up a date to meet them, wanting to, you know, go ask somebody out for a date, like to get coffee, to get lunch, to get dinner, whatever it is. And then I feel like, you know, message sent, message received, and they're coming. And the way in which they're coming, it is very unexpected, okay? On top of this card is we have the moon here, and the moon is our intuition, is our sense of knowing. And then in this situation as well, I feel like you have the butterflies in the pit of your stomach. You have the flutters, you have the jitters, you have that sense of anticipation. And you're just like, are they coming on Tuesday or on Thursday? Okay. Are they coming at noon or at night? So there's something here that is, you're anxiously waiting on and is giving you the jitters. It's making you feel that mixture of, you know, anxiousness, anxiety, joy. It's like a mixed bag of emotions, but it's all very positive because it is, you know, innately very jittery. And I feel that you're trying your very hardest to hide your feelings. I feel that you're happy and I feel that you're just really, really anxious. And I feel that these emotions are, you know, no matter how much you try to hide it, it's seeping out from your pores. It's seeping out from every orifice in your body. Your gait is different. Your walk is different. Even when you smile, it shows up in your eyes, the sparkle, the joy, the contentment, whatever it is. It's really seeping out through your pores. So I feel like everyone around you will be able to pick up on this. And they will also, you know, compliment, or they will also, you know, make an observation like, oh, you seem giddy today, or you seem very happy today. And I feel like it is really a joy, a contentment, a sense of happiness that is kind of like emanating from within. And it's very, very contagious. Okay, so this is great. I'm really happy to see this for you. I feel like in the recent past, you guys have been incredibly busy. I feel like you might have been juggling two things, okay? So we have literally the juggler, Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. And this is the Two of Crystals, but it's the Two of Pentacles. And then it reduces to the Ace of Wands, okay? So let me talk about this first. So I feel like, you know, things were quite busy. Some of you might have been doing two jobs. Some of you might have a main job and a side gig. Some of you might have been grappling with school and work, okay, like doing school full time or even working full time. And then others of you, there were just a million things kind of like on your plate. And I feel like you were, you know, it was like nose to the grindstone. You were working very diligently. You were working very hard. You were trying to take care of all the things on your plate. In addition to, you know, handling life, taking care of your relationships, taking care of your children if you have children, taking care of your family members. So I feel like everything was just on your plate. There was a lot on your plate. And then I also feel like there might have been a lot of travel demands associated with your job. Okay, so like having to drive back and forth to meet clients, having to drive from one place to go to work and then another place to go to school. So I feel like, life wasn't like a walk in the park. And then I also feel like this is the month where things are starting to quiet down a little bit. At least you're dropping some of these things off your table. You're just like, I don't want to wear myself ragged. I don't want to just exist just to fulfill all these obligations. I want to enjoy my life. I want to do things the easy way. I don't want to do things the hard way. And so I feel like there's a moment of clearing, okay? Awakening, renewal, and this is the Judgment card. There's a little bit of like, you know what, this is not working for me. I need to clear some of these responsibilities and obligation off my plate. And I feel like for some of you, you might have systematically knocked them out one by one, just kind of like nose to the grindstone, get this done, get that done, and clear it away, never have to deal with it again. Or you actively sought out, this is not important to me. I don't need to do it. And I feel like you just might have just tossed it or cleared it off your table. And so I'm sensing here that Cancers, you're coming into the month of February with a sense of purpose, okay? No longer juggling, no longer flip-flopping back and forth. I feel like you're going after exactly what you want. You're no longer flip-flopping. You're no longer doing this juggling act. You're realizing with the High Priestess here, this is what makes me really happy. This is what I have enough time to devote to. Therefore, I'm going to go forward with this course of action rather than scattering my energies. And I honestly just heard, rather than trying to please everybody, I'm just going to please myself. Okay, so you're aiming to be a little bit self-contained, take care of yourself first. Other people might say, selfish, but I feel like it's a healthy dose of let me take care of me. Let me stop pandering to other people. Let me stop doing things for other people just because I don't want them to get mad at me. Let me stop caring for other people and devote some of this energy to self-care, to self-help, to make myself happy, to, plan a trip, to do a getaway, whatever it is. You're doing it because you understand the need to really feed yourself and the need to really nurture yourself and the need to kind of put yourself first. And so it was a long road for you to find the space where you can be okay with saying, I want to walk my own path and not have, other people question me or not be affected by what other people will say if I do this. I'm just going to walk my path. And I feel like for the month of February, it's all about you staying on that path, okay? Finding new passion, finding the courage to not, be afraid of whatever it is that you want to do, not having to answer to other people, not having to take care of other people, but really devoting the time doing exactly what you want to do. If you want to stay in bed and eat, potato chips and watch like, a binge on like a whole season of something, you're doing so unapologetically, okay? And then if there's a get together with a bunch of friends and you're just like, I don't really want to do that. I just want to go to the movies. You will do that unapologetically. Okay. And so whatever it is, you're coming into your own sense of this awakening. I don't know if anyone has ever read that book, The Awakening. I think it's called The Awakening, but it's basically about a woman. Some people would say like almost like having a midlife crisis where she's awakened to her life and what she needs to do in order to make herself happy. The book has a sad ending, but what I feel is this sense of awakening. What do I want to do? What makes me feel good? Why have I not been doing these things? As well as, why am I holding myself back? Okay. So there's a lot of freedom to move about. There's a lot of the sense of empowerment when it comes to, I'm going to do this. I want to do this. I'm not going to be apologetic about it anymore. Coming into your own, being comfortable in your own skin, being able to tell other people what you're doing without having to make excuses for it, being able to tell people as well what you're planning to do without having to justify your actions. So it's very refreshing to see your energy as being so blunt, so straightforward, so singularly focused on something. Because honestly, a lot of the times, Cancer, you tend to skirt back and forth. You tend to be a little bit more on the fence. And, kind of like that crab on the ocean or on the beach, you tend to move in a very unpredictable way. It's like you want something, but you might be skirting around the issue and not really going for it. So this is the month where I feel like you are a lot more authentic with yourself, with your needs, your wants, your desire. And I feel like I don't see like communication. I don't feel like you're sitting down with another person and telling them, this is what I need. This is what I want. These are the things that you should do to make me happy. I don't see any of that. I don't see the negotiations. I just see you taking action. Okay. And I definitely feel for many of you, there is something new in the works that is triggering this. Okay. It's bringing about a new way in which you're looking at your life. They're saying here, many of you are a very old soul. Okay. And old souls are highly empathic. People who have a very old soul, they have a really good, gentle heart. But they don't like to impose on other people. They don't like to inconvenience other people. They also have a very good understanding of human nature. They don't, kind of like wedge themselves in between somebody and a bad course of action that person's taking. So they're very live and let live. And if they love someone and that person is making like a bad decision, they don't tell them. They just let that person go through the process and learn these lessons on their own. I feel like that's the epitome of an old soul. Very live and let live. And I feel like many of you are on your path to discovering your soul's purpose. Many of you might be heavily into astrology, into metaphysics, into, esoteric teaching like the tarot, runes, things like that. Spirituality. And I feel like you've tapped into something that makes you feel very connected to your higher being. You're tapping into something that allows you to see life in a different way, or you're tapping into something that allows you to kind of like get more in touch with your heart and figure out what direction you want to take, what exactly you want to do, who exactly you want to be with. And so there's a lot of awakening happening in this spread for the month of February. And I feel like the catalyst, the kind of like the trigger that allows this situation to happen here is we have here juggling act, okay? Juggling act, waffling back and forth, bouncing back and forth, possibly even bouncing ideas off another person, trying to get a second opinion, trying to figure out what you should do based on what somebody else is telling you. And then with the Ace of Wands, this is brand new passion, new projects coming into the picture, possibly a new job that will take you further away. Possibly something that is very, I want to say, the presence of somebody that is very passionate, very different from you, very spiritual. And the way in which they come into your world is, it's almost like they're bringing the full spectrum of the rainbow. Okay, this is a peacock here. And, the feathers, the tail feathers are huge, okay? So I feel like the impact that this person's presence has on your life, on your psyche, on your thoughts, is their presence is very, very big in your life. And I feel like you're very passionate either about this project or about this person. And I feel for many of you, it is a new job, a new project, a new client. For some of you, it's like a workplace romance, a new client. Or even a new person that brings about a sense of deep awareness in your life that has not been there before. They're showing you how to be decisive. They're showing you how to, the correct way to expend your energy. They're showing you the most efficient way for you to do something. So I feel like your life is greatly enhanced by the presence of this person. And I feel there is a presence of somebody significant coming into your life, bringing about this sense of awareness, spiritual, physical, or even mental clarity, bringing about a sense of immense awareness that will really drastically change the way in which you look at the world. Okay. On the other hand, I do have another person that might also be a significant fixture in your life for the month of February. What I have here is the Queen of Swords. Okay, Queen of Feathers, Queen of Swords. I'm not reading the sign, so I feel like this is the energy of somebody who is also incredibly intelligent and incredibly intuitive. I feel like they've been looking at you for some time. You have been looking at them for some time. So the energy could flow both ways, okay? So what I'm feeling, and I would just, wherever the energy hits, that's where you stick, okay? And then the partner or whoever you're dealing with is the other energy. So one person is looking at the other. One person sees the other person as larger than life. I feel like you might be seeing them as larger than life. Some of them might be seeing you as larger than life. I feel like there is one person wants to approach and have a conversation, make amends, try to resolve a situation, and they don't know how. One person feels like the other person's a little bit stern, a little bit cold, and might not be supportive. So I feel like somebody is afraid to reach out because one person's very sensitive and they're trying to kind of like test the waters. Not saying what's on your mind, trying to test the waters, trying to assess where this person stands with you, trying to assess where this person, how this person even feels about you. And then I'm also feeling a little bit of fear and a little bit of like trepidation about, what should we talk about? How do I segue in? How do I get their attention? What do I say to them? How do I, break the ice? And I'm sensing that this person has foresight that you are coming in wanting to talk to them. And I also feel like if it's reversed, you have foresight, you have premonition that they're coming in and thinking about you heavily. So I do feel two people thinking about each other very, 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 very heavily. And I do feel two people who, one person might be a little bit like sharp with their words and the other person's quite timid. And guess where you stand. I feel like you're the timid person because Cancers, you guys are really sweet. You guys are very, very, very nice person. And I've yet to see a Cancerian person get mad, okay? Like get really upset and get mad. And normally, I feel like you're very delicate with your words. You're very conscientious about, what your body language projects. How you're conscientious about your tone, your body language, the word choice that you use. And so I feel like you're not the one that is harsh with your words. I feel like the other person might be.